Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Denada. My student number is E28120246. I'm from international class. Okay, thank you for the opportunity to me. I will present my material about protozoa. Protozoa is an animal-like microorganism that is one of the phyla of the kingdom Protista. Protozoa are single-celled animals that live alone or in colonies or group. Each protozoa is a complete unit both in structure and function, capable of carrying out all the function of life that specialized cells perform in large bodies. And the next is reproduction of protozoa. In protozoa, the process of reproduction occurs both sexually and asexually. However, the reproduction process that is often carried out is through asexual means, namely binary fission. The division stage uses mitosis, which result in the formation of two daughter cells. Several types of protozoa, such as Plasmodium, will reproduce through asexual means using schizogony, which generally occurs inside the host cells. Then each part of the nucleus will be expelled out simultaneously along with part of the cytoplasm, so that in the end, a protozoa is formed new. And while the sexual reproduction process that occurs in protozoa can occur by conjugation, which combines various genetic materials taken from the part of the cell to another. It can also use gametes through the help of others to mate to form a zygote. The sexual reproduction process that occurs in Plasmodium is mosquitous. The resulting zygote will undergo a process of mitosis so that it will produce many sporocytes. And the next is morphology of protozoa. All protozoa have contractile vacuoles. And the next is protozoa can be in vegetative form or a resting form called cysts. And the next, protozoa do not have a cell wall and do not contain cellulose or chitin as a fungi and alga. Most protozoa have a specific shape characterized by the flexibility of the ectoplasm present in the cell membrane. Some types of protozoa, such as foraminifera, have a very hard exoskeleton composed of Si and Ca. And the next is some types of protozoa, such as Diplugia, can bind mineral particles to form a hard exoskeleton. And some types of protozoa, such as Radiolarian and Heliozoan, can produce skeletons, and the outer skeleton of the foraminifera types protozoa is composed of CaO2, so that it colonized within millions of years can form limestone. The next is classification of protozoa. The first is rhizopods or Sarcodina. Rhizopodia are one-celled animals that can form pseudopods or pseudopodia. And the second is flagellates or mastigophora. Animals from this group have a flagellum or whip as a means of movement, so they are called the class flagellate or mastigophora. And the third is ciliates or ciliophora. The characteristic feature of the Ciliata class is the presence of protoplasmic protozoans that form vibrating hairs or cilia and function as a mean of locomotion. And the end is, or the fourth is sporozoa. Sporozoa are a group of unicellular or single-celled protists which at one stage in their life cycle can form a kind of spore. Or sporozoa live as parasite on the bodies of animals and humans. And benefit of protozoa. Protozoa that live in a fresh water and seawater are zooplankton, which is one source of food for aquatic animals, including shrimp, fish, and crabs that are economically beneficial to humans. The role of protozoa is to regulate the number of bacteria in nature because protozoa are predators of bacteria. Foraminifera empty skeletons settle on the seabed and form globigerina soil, which is useful as a guide for the presence of petroleum. And negative impact of protozoa can be found everywhere because they are cosmopolitan organisms. Therefore, some types of protozoa can threaten human health because they can cause disease. Protozoa that harm humans as a cause of disease include, first, Toxoplasma gondii, the cause of toxoplasmosis, and the second, Plasmodium sp, the cause of malaria, and the next, Trypanosoma gambiense and Trypanosoma rhodesiense, the cause of sleeping sickness, and the next is Leishmania sp, the cause of Kala-Azar disease, and the next is Trichomonas vaginalis, the cause of disease of the female genitalia, and the end is Entamoeba histolytica, the cause of dysentery. That's it for me, and thank you.